The dawning is right around the corner, so it's time to go over those GOT rolls. All right, so once this video gets posted, the dawning should go live in about 5 hours, but obviously if you're watching in the future, I hope you're enjoying the dawning. But I wanted to go over all of the GOT rolls, and I figured we would just start off with primary weapons. All of the new dawning weapons have their new origin trait, and they also seem to be rocking a new skin, which I actually really like. I think it looks really cool. And they also got some new perks, and we also do have a new gun that actually looks pretty promising. So first off, we have the Front SMG. This is definitely not the most fan favorite SMG, but I know it does have a little niche community that likes it. It is a 750 round per minute SMG, and it has the perks Unrelenting, Tap the Trigger, Air Assault, Subsistence, Slick Draw, Stats for All, Perpetual Motion, Thresh, Rangefinder, Rampage, Gut Shot Straight, One for All, Cascade Point, and Frenzy. So overall, some pretty decent perks for PvP and PvE, but before we jump into what I would recommend, we need to go over the new origin trait, Dawning Surprise. This is rapidly defeating targets awards a dawning gift. Defeating powerful targets count as more than one. So I'm not exactly sure what that's going to do as of recording this video. I mean, we're obviously going to get some sort of gift once we kill enemies. I don't know if that's going to be like weapons or just like a currency for the event or something. I'm not exactly sure. It is a little sad to see that the Dawning event's not going to have its own unique thing like Classic Contender, like the Guardian Games Weapon Dead, or even Search Party for the Halloween event weapons. Because this, I would imagine, is not going to work unless Dawning's around. But I mean, who knows? Maybe it still works. I'm not exactly sure. But it seems to be that all of the weapons from the Dawning actually do have other origin traits. Like this is a Haka SMG, so it does have the Haka Breach armaments, which is pretty good. But all right, first off, let's start talking about PvE. Unrelenting is not a bad option. Subsistence is a great option, and Perpetual Motion is also pretty good, alongside Stats for All being relatively up there as well. You also have things like Thresh, which is okay, Rampage, which is really good, One for All is really good. Cascade Point's an interesting one, because this will actually increase the fire rate of it once you get some precision hits or final blows with other weapons. That could be pretty fun. I'm not exactly sure how good it's going to be, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. And Frenzy is also obviously going to be a very good option. So if you want a workhorse role, just Subsistence Rampage is going to be a great go-to. You never have to reload the gun. You're always going to damage decrease. Stats for All, One for All, great option for in-game content. You can just hit 3 targets, you get a bunch of stats for the entirety of the weapon. Perpetual Motion, Frenzy, just have some stuff in the background going on for you. You don't have to worry about doing anything. You get some damage bonuses, you get a bunch of buffs to all your other stats. Pop on Unrelenting on there, and that could also be a very fun option as well. Now for PvP, you also have some good options. Unrelenting, again, Tap the Trigger is really good. Air Assault's actually relatively okay now. Slick Draw, if you can make it work. I know that target acquisition decrease is not that fun, and Perpetual Motions all are great options. Rangefinder is extremely good. Rampage, it's okay. Cascade Point could even be pretty fun if you do have like a double primary build going on. And Frenzy is also a great option if you can actually get it to prot. So for PvP, I think I would definitely go with Rangefinder, Tap the Trigger, maybe Rangefinder, Perpetual Motion. Just depends on what you're more into. Just get some good stats for it. You can also crank the range up on this thing by a lot. Imagine if you get a range masterwork on that too. That is sitting at 75 range, 0 stability, but if you're on mouse and keyboard, that doesn't matter as much, except for the flinch you'll be receiving. But obviously there's also some other options you can go for as well if you don't want to have to go with 0 stability. Overall, I do think this is a fun option, and I would definitely check your roll so it's not an instant delete, because you could have something fun waiting around the corner for you. Now, what you probably all want to know about is the brand new weapon, the Stay Frosty. It's a very cool name. It also looks really cool. And what's super unique about it is that this is going to be a Omelon pulse rifle, so it does have that Omelon origin trait, but it is a stasis. I don't think we have seen a stasis pulse rifle yet that is Omelon manufactured. Omelon weapons normally feel extremely good to use, so I'm very excited about this. But if we get over to its perks, we have Offhanded Strike, Well-Rounded, Tunnel Vision, Moving Target, Thresh, Killing Wind, and Encore, alongside Head Seeker, Kill Clip, Desperado, Adaptive Munitions, Golden Tricorn, Headstone, and Under Over. So a lot of great PvP perks. I'm a little saddened that there aren't as many PvE perks on this. In the first column, the second column, we do have some heavy hitters, but the first column is honestly going a little short, which does suck, because it would have been cool to have a new stasis pulse rifle, you know, compare Headstone with it, especially with an Omelon origin trait. But alas, for PvE, I would definitely go with something like Headstone. Thresh to get some more super energy could be really nice. Killing Winds, not an awful option if you don't have anything else to go for. And then in the second column, like I said, Headstone's great. Golden Tricorn isn't as good with the stasis subclass, because normally your stasis grenades don't do that much killing. Adaptive Munitions is a great option. Desperado, Kill Clip, they're also pretty good options. But this very clearly I feel like it's going to be a PvP role, because you have tunnel vision, moving target, killing wind. Encore got a buff, which is actually really good now. Headseeker, kill clip got somewhat of a buff slash nerf. You can proc it easier. Desperado on a 450 is also a lightweight frame, so that's also really cool. Golden Tricorn, not a bad option either. Headseeker is a fun option, but I definitely probably wouldn't recommend Headseeker. So for this one, you can go a consistency route, moving target, Headseeker, really great. If you want to go a full-on kill route, tunnel vision kill clip, or tunnel vision golden tricorn, anything like that, killing wind kill clip, get a bunch of range, get a bunch of damage. There are so many different options you can go with this, and personally I would probably go with moving target Headseeker just for pure consistency. Then you can even slot on things like ricochet rounds, full bore, you can have a lot of range, or even if you want to build in something like stability, you could also do that. This pulse rifle has a lot going on for it for PvP, and I would imagine it's also going to feel really good again because it is one of those all-in-one pulse rifles. Build this how you want it. Definitely be sure to check the rolls on this, because you could have something fun sitting around the corner. Desperado, I would imagine, is going to be really fun for this. So again, just be sure to check it, because I think this one is going to be great. And moving on to the next one, we have Glacioclasm. It's making its comeback, and it still has relatively good rolls like it had in the past year. So we have under pressure, slot shot, killing wind, subsistence, repulsor brace, shot swap, and offhanded strike, alongside fragile focus, high impact reserves, kickstart, harmony, reservoir burst, golden tricorn, and eye of the storm. So pretty good PvE slash PvP perks. PvE, you're mainly going to use, slot shot, subsistence, repulsor brace. Those are very, very good options. And then in the second column, there's a lot of good options as well, but for the most part, you're probably going to be running Reservoir Burst or Golden Tricorn for damage increase, with Reservoir Burst being probably the best option to take. So, Repulsor Brace, you get a kill on a weaker target, you get an overshield. This is definitely better on primary weapons, in my opinion. Comparing Reservoir Burst to something like Subsistence, you're going to have a high magazine 24/7, which means you will always proc Reservoir Burst. Personally, I like running Slot Shot with the better, because you can shoot a shot, slide to reload it, back to proc Reservoir Burst, and you can just guarantee you have a infinite uptime Reservoir Burst. Whereas Subsistence, you do have to get a kill. With Slot Shot, you can use it more on like a major, shoot a major slot, shoot it again, it dies, which is really, really cool, because Reservoir Burst also does give you an increase to damage. I think that is pretty much the go-to PvE role, but a thing to note is that it does have the Omelon fluid dynamic, so maybe you could even take something like Repulsor Brace, since you're going to get reload speed from that in the first place. If you're shooting at the top half of the magazine, you're going to reload to get Reservoir Burst. That is an option as well. But now for PvP, you have, under pressure, slot shot's also good. Killing wind's pretty good. Shot swap is not a bad option. Offhand strike, could be fun. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be good. High impact reserves is good. Kickstart's not bad. Harmony's also not bad. And then Eye of the Storm is good for consistency. So the under pressure high impact reserves combo is always going to be nice. You can even pair some like liquid coils, and that one shot from that fusion is just going to do so much damage with high impact reserves. It's pretty much going to always guarantee you a kill if you are aiming it correctly. But even if you don't want to take a roll like that, even going like slot shot, kickstart, that could also be really good, because this is going to actually give you a bonus to your damage and charge rate when you're sliding after sprinting for a short duration. And then slot shots also give you more range and stability when you slide, plus reloading some of that magazine. So they pair together extremely well, just like under pressure and high impact reserves do. But then you also have things like, killing wind, which would be good to get some more range after you get a kill with it. This probably isn't the greatest thing to take, but it is on there. Harmony, if you run an Arena Fire based build, you can just swap this. It's going to do so much damage. I don't think it's necessary, but it is there. Eye of the Storm's good for consistency. Somebody shooting you, they get your health low while you're charging the fusion rifle up. You're going to easily be able to hit all the bolts in them to insta kill them. And like I said, shot swap could be fun to get that swap speed and offhanded strike, maybe for hip fire accuracy. But I think the go-to for me for this fusion definitely is going to be that under pressure high impact reserves roll with the liquid coils, just to build into what it's good at. It just is going to do a ton of damage with that initial shot, and pretty much just destroy or disintegrate any enemy you aim it at. Now moving to power weapons, so you have the Avalanche. The Avalanche has always been kind of just an okay machine gun. Definitely never been the greatest thing in the game. It does have its Churros origin trait now, so when you reload it, you get more handling and flinch resistance, but you're never going to be taking advantage of that where it matters, which is in PvP. But in the first column, you have Surplus, Auto-Loading Holster, Encore, Ambitious Assassin, Subsistence, Shot Swap, and Dynamic Sway Reduction. Then the second column, Swashbuckler, Adrenaline Junkie, Vorpal Weapon, Tap the Trigger, Incandescent, Cascade Point, and Target Lock. So out of all of these, there's pretty good perks for both PvE and PvP. PvE, you have auto-loading, you have subsistence, even Ambitious Assassin's not the worst now. And then in the second column, you have Adrenaline Junkie, Swashbuckler, Vorpal, Incandescent, Cascade Point, again, could be a pretty fun option. Not exactly sure how it's going to be. Then Target Lock also is a relatively good option now. Now, machine guns are normally made for ad clear. Target Lock could be a fun option if you're trying to do some DPS with it, but I think Subsistence Incandescent is going to be a great option to go. You're never going to have to reload it. You just blow enemies up everywhere, but you could also opt in to take something like, you know, Adrenaline Junkie or Swashbuckler for damage increase, which could also help very well. If you want to do some boss damage, auto-loading Vorpal could be pretty good. Auto-loading Target, I mean, obviously these aren't made for boss APS, but you know, that is an option there if you want to try it out. Like I said, Ambitious Assassin also is not that bad now, but I would definitely go with Subsistence Incandescent if I had to choose one. Pop on an extended mag on there. You're sitting at 71 rounds. You never have to reload the thing, and you're constantly burning everything to a crisp. Now for PvP, you have Surplus. Encore is not terrible. Shot Swap is there. Dynamic Sway Reduction. You have damage perks like Swashbuckler and Adrenaline Junkie. Tap the Trigger, really good for just securing a kill. And I'm not exactly sure how Target Lock works in PvP, but that could also be a relatively good option too if it ramps up pretty fast. So I would imagine most people are going to go for Surplus. You get a bunch of handling stability and reload speed. Reload speed doesn't matter, but the handling stability is going to be really good. You pick up some power ammo in PvP. You know, even things like Encore get some more stability. This doesn't matter as much, I feel like, because, you know, you can get a good amount of kills with machine guns, but you know, it's still power ammo, so it's not going to matter a whole lot. And then Dynamic Sway is just really good for that initial burst of accuracy. That's going to be very, very nice to have. And then the second column, again, the damage perks are kind of like Encore in the sense, like, you can get multi-kills, but it's not really that needed. So I would definitely recommend opting in with something like Tap the Trigger. Dynamic Sway, Tap the Trigger, you're just going to get so much accuracy on that initial shot, and then Dynamic Sway Reduction after Tap the Trigger is done is going to let you have even more accuracy. And it just makes this a very fun weapon to fire, and it is going to be relatively easy to get kills with in PvP. So definitely be on the lookout for this. A lot of these weapons do have some pretty interesting roles and aren't immediate shards, so I'll 100% always try to inspect these. Now, finally, we have Zephyr, the only stasis sword we have in the game, and even after its initial launch, it is still the only stasis sword we have in the game. Now, the disappointing thing about this is that the origin trait is only going to be Dawning Surprise. So this could potentially not work after Dawning goes away. I wish they would have given this an origin trait. Maybe they update Dawning Surprise after the event goes away. I'm not exactly sure, but this actually does have some pretty cool perks. So in the first column, we have Relentless Strikes, Tireless Blade, Thresh, Unrelenting, Duelist Trance, Wellspring, Turnabout. Then the second column, we have On Guard, Assassin's Blade, Surrounded, Whirlwind Blade, Vorpal Weapon, Chain Reaction, and Cold Steel. Now, swords definitely aren't in the meta right now, but since it is stasis, it does play into where you can easily proc Phantom Might, things like High Energy Fire, to give that sword more damage if you are playing into your stasis crystals. So that is something to be on the lookout for. And it also does have some really good perks. It has all its normal sword perks, like Relentless Strikes being a great option, Duelist Trance also being a great option. Unrelenting for some health. Thresh is not even that bad if you're trying to build your super up really fast. Turnabout, also not that bad of an option if you're just, you know, up there sorting shielded enemies. You get some overshields. The second column is where things do get really good. Surrounded is obviously a great choice to actually buff Surrounded to make it essentially have Surrounded spec on it. Now, then you also have Cold Steel, which is its unique perk. So powered sword hits will actually slow targets. This just applies slow stacks. This will synergize with your stasis subclass as well. But we also have Chain Reaction on here as well, which helps out with some ad clear this build. So you could definitely go a damage route or a ad clear based route. I think going a damage route is for sure the better way to go with this, because while Chain Reaction is nice, it's not needed as much, and taking something like, you know, Surrounded or Vorpal or even Cold Steel to play into that subclass is going to be even better. So you have your Relentless Strikes, Whirlwind Blade, classic combo. Throw on Swordmaster's Guard with a Jagged Edge in here, and you are just going to be set for some extra damage. You know, get your stasis crystals, get all the buffs going, and you are good to go. Vorpal on there makes it even easier as well. Duelist Trance, you know, Sword Fall Blows is going to increase the charge rate, so if you can get a kill then go into a boss fight, that could be really good as well. Once again, Cold Steel, great option because you can apply the slow stacks. Eventually they'll freeze the target. You can get some shatter damage off if you are playing into your stasis subclass. And even like Assassin's Blade, Thresh is going to be good for lost sector farming, because Assassin's Blade does give you a movement speed. Thresh is going to guarantee your super towards the end of the combat, so you can probably super kill a boss. That is also a great option as well. I know Zephyr is definitely the least exciting thing out of all these other weapons, but I think if you do get a Cold Steel like Relentless Strikes roll, or even something like Tireless Blade, so every other powered sword kill will grant you some ammo, that could pair together extremely well. Relentless Strikes, Tireless Blade, Cold Steel is a very fun option. I would definitely be on the lookout for. But anyway, that's going to do it all for these guy rolls. Let me know what you all are most excited for. I think the Pulse Rifle could be very fun for PvP? Are you going to be farming for any of these? And let me know what your desired god rules are as well. But if you guys did enjoy and learn anything new, consider subscribing, drop a like, turn those notifications on. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord or follow me on any of my socials, all that will be linked in the description. But just know watching this video is way more than enough, and that every single bit of support from you all is truly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.